What is up, Broncos Country? Another day of a fantastic episode of the Broncos Bros tonight. And can we be the Nuggets Bros as well? We had some breaking news before we came on with you guys. So it's going to be a fun episode. We're going to be talking Broncos offseason, free agency, draft, Nuggets basketball. I'm glad all of y'all could join us tonight. So I got one question, though. Do you even Broncos, bro?
Touchdowns and tackles, our spirits are high. From the mile-high cheers, we reach for the sky. Analyze instead, every week we grind. Passions in our hearts, leave no fan behind. The heart of the game, let's make it clear. Do you even Broncos, bro? You know we here. Do you even Broncos, bro, when we hit that field? Orange and blue pride, it's our strength and our shield. Every win, every loss, we deal with the flow. Broncos bros on the mic, let the whole world know.
What is up, you guys? I hope you guys had a good week. And
what's going on?
What's up, George? How are you today, my bro? How was your weekend?
Doing well. Weekend was good, man. Weekend was good. We're just getting started here, you know?
Hell yeah, dude. Hitting it off right. I'm a little jelly, though, because maybe something you want to share with the class that you had quite the experience on Friday?
Oh, just a little, nothing crazy. I just went to the Glen Bar and Grill over here in North Glen. And Philip Lindsay and Zach By were doing their show, 104.3 The Fan from there. So I got to pop in, meet Zach By, meet Philip Lindsay. Got to chat with them. Awesome dudes. Super genuine. Real cool. Introducing themselves to people. Had a great time. Phil was nice enough to give us some notes for the pod and some tips. So much love to Phil. Shout out Phil and Zach By, 104.3 The Fan. Check them out. But dude, that was highlight of the weekend, man. That was a good time.
Dang, that's a way to start off the weekend, man. Mine was busy. I worked this weekend. I'm a hard worker, you know me, bro. But I did have some family time on Friday, watch movies, kick back, relax, take the kiddo out and about for a little bit, bought him a toy. But other than that, dude, we're just back today on the grind with the Broncos Bros and our fellow Broncos fans, man. And we're just going to talk ball. We're going to talk about the offseason. Destination Denver. What a time it is to be a Broncos fan. And Nuggets fan. Denver sports is fantastic, bro. If you're looking for a place to be summer vacation, Denver is where it's at. If I'm being honest, bro. Denver is where it's at.
Everybody stay home. Don't come to Denver. Okay, just a vacation, maybe.
Don't stay.
Don't stay.
It's hot, dude, here where I'm at. I'm sure it is. What's the weather like where you're at, bro?
Hot. 93 today.
Ooh.
A little cloudy, though, so
Oregon's not normally that hot, dude, but my car said 100, bro. I'm tripping. But no, dude, so that's pretty cool. I'm glad you had a good time with Philip Lindsay. You had a good weekend. For starters of business, George, if I may, can we show some love to today's sponsor, Dubby? Let me pull that up for you guys. Dubby, go ahead and if you're looking for some energy, an extra jolt in your day, Dubby was formulated to give you some extra focus. Has no maltodextrin. Oh, and by the way, use the code NRWOB10 to get a 10% discount. And just back real quick, it has no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. So go ahead and go check that out. Another order of business, shall we show some love to the Orange and Blue Network? Which is why we're doing the show for the fans. Orange and Blue Network. I got it right here, my bro. Those of you that are viewing, let's give a like, share, and subscribe. Check it out on X, Facebook. I want to say, is it Instagram potentially? Anyways, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And while you're doing that, pay our neighbors with MHRT the same courtesy. Bunch of great shows that they have over there. They're doing it right over there, as well as Orange and Blue Network. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Let's chug along.
Good people.
Yeah, and check out these shows if you guys haven't. If you are kind of not in tune of what's going on. All times in Mountain Time, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. The Orange and Blue Blitz. That's been good. I like to check that out sometimes when I have time during the workday. Broncos Bros at
Broncos
7
Bros.
p.m. You don't miss us. Okay?
We're here, man.
Okay, just come back and show us some love, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue with Jay and Johnny. Those dudes are amazing. And then you got Broncos Talk, followed by Los Broncos. Adan and Bronco Libre do a job as well. So, yeah, dude.
Let's get into it, man. I think we'll touch on some of these comments here shortly, but I think we should get into what's going on in Denver today, huh?
Hey, you see that, bro? We just opened up that window with the 2 moves, and people are scratching their head. Well, what 2 moves? We moved off MPJ for Cam Johnson along with the future 2032 first-round pick. That's a big difference for the contract. You get $9 million savings. I want to say we generated the MLE, not the taxpayer MLE, the MLE, which is under the first apron, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
More money. We're in the ball game to even get players that you wouldn't have thought we can get involved with. So that's a big move. Why else is that a big move, do you think, George?
So I was reviewing the tape on Cam Johnson. He was Brooklyn net. I don't watch too much Brooklyn basketball, so
I don't blame you.
I went and checked it out, and first thing I see is effort. Cam Johnson plays hard. He's got a bag in the paint. He posts up. He attacks the rim, and Porter lacked that. He was never a great driver of the ball, never could create his own shot, really. He's just a spot-up shooter. When he's hot, but cold and consistent, or inconsistent, I should say.
And I think you see
Cam is going to be, I think, an improvement, an upgrade defensively and offensively, because he's going to be able to create space, not just standing around. He can get to the hoop and finish. He can throw it down. Porter probably has 3 dunks in his career, so no disrespect, but when you're 6'11" and not dunking the ball, you're not getting points in the paint. Cam Johnson's going to be able to provide some of that for us, dude. So that's exciting. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, dude. That. I was hopeful that we can find a way to get him. I wasn't sure, though, if that was something the Denver Nuggets were interested in. Ultimately, they pulled off the deal. Shout out to Ben Tanzer and John Wallace. They've come out with the bang. Front office, here I am. I'm here. You guys were doubting me. I'm here. This is the move. Shortly after that, though, they went and signed Bruce Brown, bro.
Bruce CB. We back.
It's like he just carries so much aura within the Nuggets nation. Not even just off the court. He was part of that 2023 championship run along with MPJ, and I always cherish MPJ for his, contributions to that Nuggets team.
Oh yeah, hats off to MPJ.
Always gonna give him love,
appreciate what he did.
But it's kind of one of
those
those
player, a lot of potential.
Yeah, but it's kind of one of those things, George. To be honest, you don't really want to keep banging your head up against the wall. It looks like it was time for a change, in my opinion, with that starting lineup. And they did just that with getting Cam Johnson, dude. He just offers so much defensive versatility along with AG that's going to be sweet, bro. And he's a good point of attack defender, something that, I mean, you would just see MPJ get targeted on the floor, bro, from the opposition. So I'm excited, though. It's amazing that just a flip of a switch, I just hit the switch, you know? And it's like, and we're back, dude, back in title contention, I feel. So exciting times to be a Nuggets fan, dude.
Absolutely.
But anyways, to touch on another subject, speaking of Denver as a destination, free agency. Now, you and I haven't had a show. I mean, we've been talking back and forth throughout the whole season, off season, excuse me. But some of the moves made were very exciting. I do want to point out, though, that the Broncos did return 86% of the roster. So there's a lot of continuity involved with going into the next season. But now you couple that with some veteran leadership that you brought in, along with it's good, a good mixture. How do you feel? What free agent signings stuck out to you? And I'll touch on mine after.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this will be a perfect tie-in to what I'm about to talk about. We got Big E Bronco. Since Pittsburgh made a trade and got the tight end and corner from Miami, do you think Denver may trade and get one of the tight ends from Pittsburgh, like Pat Freiermuth or Washington? Great question. Thanks for being here, Big E.
Thank you, Big E.
Much appreciated.
Shout out to you, bro.
So to go right into that, I'll go with tight end, Evan Ingram, best free agency signing. It's been a decade since we had Julius Thomas, and since then, we've been in the carousel just like the QB room. We've not had a decent tight end, and the middle of the field is key. And Bo likes throwing over the middle of the field.
He does.
So if you can reintegrate those plays back into the system, it's going to help us spread the ball out, and defenses are going to have a hard time keeping up. You know, they're going to struggle who you matching up with, you know? So even at an older age, he's my favorite free agency signing, I would say. So thanks for the question, Big E. I don't think we will go get another tight end. I believe we'll end up sticking with what we got now and see if anybody blossoms, because we got some young guys that can just learn a little bit from a vet like Ingram, and he could turn it around, you know, for the whole room. So we're going to trust in Sean and roll with our guys, I think.
I think that's ultimately what goes down as well. Now, I know I'm eyeballing other teams' players. You know, you can have a crush on the other team's players, but let's be real here, bro. You got to stay at home. Sometimes the grass isn't always greener, you know. But anyway, no, I just think Sean Payton trusts his guys. Adam Troutman, he talked about the growth. Maybe Lucas Kroll steps up. And I know a lot of people might laugh at that notion, but hey, you don't really know until you start the season and you have pads. Now, does the Broncos feel like they're not very comfortable of what happens, you know, come preseason or the pads, you know? Maybe they look to make a move at the tight end position. I know that's still a position of weakness, in my opinion, you know, because we're maybe just an Evan Ingram injury away, you know, from disaster. But if I'm being frank, though, I'm rolling with these guys in the tight end room and see what they got. I think Sean will too.
Awesome.
Another position.
Awesome. Hey, one more take on that. We drafted a tight end.
We did.
So
we're going to get to the draft, though. Exactly.
So it's into the next segment, but another reason as to I think we're sticking with what we got.
Awesome. I love that. I'm picking up what you're putting down, George. I hear you, bro. So this was probably, can I say one of my favorite was Evan Ingram. I'm going to be honest with you. We didn't really have a playmaker other than Marvin Mims and Cortland Sutton to really rely on in terms of like Marvin Mims yards after the catch, but you can count on Cortland Sutton to come through in the clutch, right? Giving those 50-50 balls, which I would like to call 70-30. Throw it down. He's down there somewhere. He's going to come up with that shit. You know what I mean? That's how you felt. That's how Russell Wilson was playing, if I'm being frank. You know what I mean? But Evan Ingram, he just offers so much. Yards after the catch, breaking tackles. You can do so much with him. He is a joker. You saw after he signed with the Broncos. Now I know he met with us originally, left, came back, and was like, you know what? I'm feeling what the Broncos are got going on out there. I'm gonna roll with him. Trump and probably said, hey, bro, you're gonna be my joker. Come on down, baby, because we need someone like you that can ball out. And he's gonna have I think he can have a career year, bro, with Bo Nix. I'm excited about Evan Ingram. I really am, dude. So yeah, he's my favorite signing as well. Do you want to touch on another signing that we did?
Yeah. We can get into the other free agencies. Let's see here. I know. I think Trent Sheffield. We went and got from.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
To replace, our returner. So special teamer, returner. He's a receiver, so he can fit in. But we went and got him, so I assume he's probably going to make the roster, and he's going to be interesting to see if he can add any spark on our special teams, because I think we're right there. Last year's we didn't make too many big splash plays, but we were in better positions, and I think field position is going to be huge for us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was, and he's a good run blocker. I saw just from watching some of his film with later teams. I'm not sure the role he really will fill out, to be honest, exactly. Maybe a little Jordan Humphrey role, coming in, doing some run blocking, but also, being involved in the offense in some type of way. We'll find out. TBD,
I had to throw you for a little loop there. I know you weren't expecting that name, so.
Well, that's a good one.
Let's save some sauce for my boy,
Yeah,
the Broncos, bro. You gotta have some sauce too,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let me get one of these in here real quick. We got Jay Dreamweaver, LFG boys. The vibes are back for Mile High Basketball.
Let's go.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for dropping in, homie.
Nuggets are gonna be
you.
great. Cameron Parker. Thanks for peeping in on us.
Yes.
We see you. We see you, boy.
Yes, sir.
And we got Shy Vargas in here. Good guy. The vibes are back. Okay. Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes, sir.
yeah, man. Oh, my God.
Jack. Welcome back, Jack. I'm going to have to sit in on your show.
My bro. Thanks for coming in and showing us some love.
Appreciate you very much. And we'll go with the last one from Jay since he was back here. Resurrect the Jokic era, baby.
I'm fired up, bro. You and I, we're rocking the Nuggets jerseys. That's why I said can we be Nuggets bros too, not just Broncos bros?
Rich.
Evening, man.
Hey, evening there.
It's going good, man.
Second best. Cam Parker, the second best Cam in Colorado.
I love it, bro. I love it. I got love for you, Cam.
I appreciate the comments, guys. Flood the comments. We'll definitely shout you out. Much love. But we'll get back into it. I just wanted to get a couple of those in there before.
One more thing, George. One more thing. Cam, he runs mainly Broncos too with MHRT. Does a couple shows there, I want to say, off the top of my head. Show him love over there, you guys. He does some phenomenal content. Please show him.
Check him out. Check him out, guys.
Yeah,
appreciate it. So, what other free agents did you enjoy seeing?
I think this was our first one, and don't quote me because it's been a few months. I got a little lax. But Talanoa Hufanga, the human missile, bro. Now, 26 years of age, and he got a 3-year deal for $39 million, dude. That is solid, bro. You see a lot of, I guess you can say, I guess the theme going this offseason seemed like not high risk, low risk, high reward type of thing. But you also see the Broncos just flaunting a bunch of confidence within their strength and training and medical staff, with Bo Lowry, I think his name is. I always get them swapped. At the helm, running the show, I think we've been one of the healthiest teams within the NFL, bro. So just displaying a clean bill of health is phenomenal, man. So now you come and you bring in a player like Hufanga. I mean, why not? And what an upgrade he would be over a PJ Locke, dude. And he can offer. He's just another weapon that you can bring him in the box, blitz him. Vance Joseph loves his blitzes, bro. 63 sacks. I always say that number. You're gonna hear me, and you're gonna get tired of that number. Probably you as well, George. But I don't give a damn because I think it'll be a bigger number next season. It's gonna be a bigger number next season because Hufanga is gonna get some sacks too. He's gonna eat, bro. He's gonna eat. Give me a little bit about Hufanga, about what you think, bro. He offers to this defense.
Dude, he brings the edge back. We finally got a guy who's a guy's guy. Everybody loves him, Seems that way everywhere he's been. When he's with the 49ers, they couldn't talk about him enough, right? Yep. But he's smart. One of the smartest safeties in the game, if people aren't watching. He knows where he needs to be, and he's a hard hitter, man. So TJ Ward-esque, maybe not as crazy fearsome at the moment, but I think he's going to make some noise. And no disrespect to PJ, but what an upgrade. What an upgrade, right? Like, you're going from here to a potential caliber all pro player, like a guy who can be another leader in the backfield of that defense, with veteran presence, with Pat, because DBs are all in communication, and that's a DB. He's going to be out there and making crazy moves on the line of scrimmage, probably in the box. It's going to be fun.
Kind of reminds me a lot of Troy Polamalu. I don't know if you can agree with that, but I mean, not like a one-for-one similarity. Of course, everybody's different in their own way, but he just I guess the edge he brings to that defense.
The hair.
And the hair, bro. You can just see him flying through the wind, bro.
It's the first thing you think of, man.
So I'm excited about Talanoa Hufanga. And I know Johnny, that's on Nothing Rhymes with Blue and Orange. He was pretty hyped about him too. When he brought us on his show, a while back, I remember him said, I was pounding the table for him and I got my man. Yes, you got your man. Another one. I'm going to go down the list on this one. Dre Greenlaw, bro. Linebacker. Inside linebacker. He'll be the green dot. He just covers so much ground in the middle of the field. You had Brandon Jones last season as your leading tackler at 122 tackles, which is ridiculous. That means that running backs or players were just getting to that second level too quick. This guy prevents a lot of that nonsense from happening. And I know, again, another player, low risk, high reward. 28 years of age, 3 years, $31.5 million. But check this out, George. A base salary of, I guess you could round it up, $3.5 million. That is ridiculous, bro, for the play that you'll get on the field, the production that he had, even before the injury. And then you see those, like I said, those 2 games. It seemed like he wasn't missing a beat, bro. He was not missing a beat at all, dude, on the field. He kind of reminds me of like Wilson-esque. Mm-hmm. Very vocal leader too. And the Niners were heartbroken again with this move. He goes from the Niners to Denver. They try to get him back into San Francisco. I think they tried to get him to not sign that deal. I don't remember the step for step of how it went down, but I know they loved him enough in San Fran that they wanted him back, right? And that says a lot about the player that the Denver Broncos are getting in this on this defense, bro. You're adding two elite defenders already that are veterans to the top 3 to a defense that was already top 3 last year. What are your thoughts, bro?
Dude, freaking pumped to get Greenlaw, man. He looked like he hadn't played in a little while, but he was all over the field. He looked mobile. He looked like he was moving good. I know people were worried about the little bit of news that came out early that he was going to miss a couple weeks, or a month.
That's right. That's right.
So honestly, if he can stay healthy with our rotation, you got 2 green dots out there, potentially 3 with Hufunga, just 3 vet leaders who can really call the defense. But you got to remember, we got Singleton coming off injury as well.
Mm-hmm.
We did re-sign Justin Stranad, like that. Oh, he did a great job. He had, everybody has some bad games. You'll have some bad games, but for a fill-in, who's been with us his whole career, he's been with us for about 5 seasons now.
I'm gonna say something like that, yeah.
About. So, getting Greenlaw though will impact the middle of the field so much. If he's out there, dude, it's Patrick Willis vibes, Al Wilson vibes.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, dude.
He flies around and high IQ, fills the holes well, can block, shed, can really do it all. So if we can keep them healthy, if we can keep all our guys healthy, if we're talking healthy players, dude, that is a scary front 7 now.
Ooh, I got chills, bro. You see the goosebumps on my tattoos, bro?
That's a scary lane to be running into, dude.
And I want to touch on, like, returning to Greenlaw. You look at the Super Bowl. Wasn't he locking up Travis Kelce, bro, in that Super Bowl?
Until he got hurt.
Running
out onto the field.
Contact. And
just horrible.
That really changed the dynamic of that Super Bowl.
Really did. You always say,
dang
it.
Bro. I'm so
Why'd
mad,
you do
dude,
it, man?
about that, but
crazy.
I'm excited, dude.
And like, the way that he's talked about by Fred Warner, like Fred Warner's a dude, right? Like that's a dude.
He's the pinnacle of inside linebackers.
And he said, he praises Greenlaw, like his ability.
Oh yeah, dude.
So it's exciting times here in Denver Broncos football.
You're really gonna see his wings take flight now, because I know, like you said, he shared duties with. I mean, not sure, because Warner was Fred Warner was the green dot, right, for the Niners.
Yeah, Fred's the green dot.
So now, like, Greenlaw will have his own ordeal running the show now. That's awesome, dude. That's scary though. Another free agent. I know it's kind of after the fact, after the draft. We'll touch on we talk draft. Players after the draft. I'm looking at J.K. Dobbins. I got something for the show after, that we'll get into. We have a fun segment that we built up. It might take me a little bit to pull that up because my computer shut down before we jumped on. I had it ready to roll, but we'll get into that segment afterward. So let's talk draft, my guy. What a fun time that was. And I think going into the draft, everyone it was just a point of emphasis for all of Broncos country, just constantly talking about the running back position, which it's still a point of emphasis because I think everyone's just so damn excited, bro. So you and I, for the draft though, because we know it's like a damn holiday for us, you and I, I had the opportunity to fly down to Denver, and we got to kick it and this and that. But we did have an invitation. We had RSVP for the Let's Talk Broncos draft party, bro. And that was a hell of a time for me. I had so fun. Shout out to Mario and Bree and all the crew over there. They're doing it right over there too. Phenomenal people, man. They were amazing hosts. And honestly, if I'm able to get my ass down there again and go to Denver and do another draft party, you're damn right I'm going. But
absolutely, dude.
The reason why I bring that up is because it's like we go through all the drafts, leading up to all the players that before the Broncos selection, right? And who was on the board, George? Do you remember at the time of our selection?
Oh yeah, of course. It was the guy everybody wanted. It was Hampton.
Yeah.
We're talking about Hampton since October.
Yeah, dude. I was ecstatic about that. I kind of I was kind of saying, he's Josh Jacobs. He kind of reminds me of him a little bit. Others were like, oh, just another Javonte Williams. Helmet scouting. Don't do that disservice to the players. Anyways, but we were kind of left off the aisle. It felt like, but it was not like a bad shock. It was just the silence in the room.
Shock.
I think it was just shock. Number
It was
one,
wild.
because he fell to 20, bro, in the Broncos laps. A blue chip prospect. I can argue that maybe he was a top 10 player. Maybe you could as well. But he fell to us at 20, bro. And when they did the selection, bro, John Dave Barron with the 20th overall pick, dude, I was just like, what? It was just, you couldn't even hear a pin drop. Because, we were all cheering before the selection and everything like that at the party. And then when they did the selection, you just hear the crickets. Dude, what the hell?
Crickets, dude. I tell you, man, it was packed. It was packed in there. We went down to Smoky Hill in Aurora, and had the whole patio. It was full of people. We're sitting there. Finally, get up. Broncos are on the clock. We're hanging out. Everybody's anticipating. We're all ready to scream for Omari and Hampton, and here we go. And here comes Goodell, and they come out to announce the pick, and Jahdae Barron, and my mouth just dropped, and there wasn't a single sound out there. We went from chatting and hearing people murmur to just silence, man. And then everybody was like, who? And I was like, Jahdae Barron. I was like, I don't even know that guy. That's because he plays for Texas,
I hear you. Down. You're a Sooner, so I understand.
For life.
but then that night, you and I got to watch. I mean, I knew who Jahdae was just from talking with other people. But you and I got to watching more like film of him, dude, and his instincts. He's a tackler.
Dude, he looks like a great player.
Machine. Dude, ball hawk too, you name it, dude. He's gonna be a problem. Talk about helping out your defense. You can help out your quarterback too on the defense side of the ball. Sean Payton even mentioned, bolstering up that defense can help your quarterback getting on the back ball, getting more possessions, right? I mean, you saw
he's versatile,
Yeah,
that's one thing I saw on tape. He's all over the field. He plays in all the positions. You can put him anywhere on the line. You could put him in the nickel. You could put him outside.
Dime.
You could put him at safety.
Yeah.
So like I was telling, we're going to be in dime packages. We're going to be in quarters. We're going to be heavy nickel to get those guys on the field. And really, we don't have to lose anybody currently for the next season. So, we might have to pay a couple guys, but we got guys out there that are going to be really good. And you're adding Jahdae Barron, who's a stand-up kid. Seems like, he asked to be put on speakerphone to thank everybody in the draft room for the process. Like, class act. Real stand-up kid.
Team captain, right?
Yeah, team captain. He's looks like he got the heart, It sounds like it, and desire to play is going to be huge. Coming into a defense like that, dude, what a land for him. Coming into a top 5 defense from the year before, who only added and got better. So,
and what a mentor he has in PS2, the defensive player of the year. Like, dude, you can't learn from a better person, dude. Oh, and then, by the way, Champ Bailey happens to show up at practices from time to time. Can he be in his ear and help him out too and give him some advice? That'd be pretty dope. I think he relies on that resource as well, I think Champ's a great guy too, one of my favorite Broncos of all time. Talking draft, now RJ Harvey, running back position. Now, Caleb Johnson, when we selected RJ Harvey, was still on the board. But I think a lot of people were mighty shocked when we selected RJ Harvey. Godzilla. He's a horse, bro.
in town, buddy.
Dude, his
Be
contact
trucking
balance,
along.
his jump cut, his vision. I mean, George Payton. I think it was George Payton that even talked that he was probably one of the best with one of the running backs with the best vision in this draft class, dude. So damn, and that's something that Javonte Williams even struggled with, the vision, seeing the field better and hitting the holes. So RJ Harvey is a game changer, another joker potentially in this offense. Now I know he needs to get better in pass pro, but he's a rookie, bro, and he will get that. He has the size, the structure to do that. Give me your thoughts on him.
Dude, everything that you were saying, man. Things I noticed the most is he runs low. He runs low to the ground, and he's a thick boy. People bounce off of him. And those legs keep churning. Very good balance. Is quick out of his cuts, but slow to the hole. Slow to the hole, but fast to where he's going. Gets going quick. Good burst of speed. I think he'll be able to pass pro, but he's just going to have to learn NFL offense, right? You're just going to have to adjust to that. So RJ, I think, is a huge addition. I think he's going to be right in the middle of the touches. Sean's going to want to get him going, but it's going to be interesting to see how he uses him early. Is he
and how good he gets
downhill? How fast he picks it up. Does he know what he's doing on the plays? Does he know the checks? Does he know, when Bo checks to this? Does he know who he's got to pick up? So just rookie adjustments, but I think he's another one that seemed excited to be here,
Right, dude. He's nice catching balls out of the backfield too, bro. He's a solid route runner for
a wheel route.
Yeah. Ooh. Damn, boy, we got us a dog on the run game. Before we jump into the next players, you're such a clown. Okay, let's touch on some of these comments, George. Before
we can jump in.
Catch up. Sorry, fellas, if we don't get to all of you guys, again, we do appreciate the love and support.
This was earlier from Jay Dreamweaver. He is a far better defensive player than MPJ. He's a player that can stay on the court in the playoffs, whereas MPJ was targeted defensively and therefore wasn't playable in certain playoff rotations.
Agreed.
Excellent take, Jay.
Minnesota.
Excellent take.
Minnesota was a good example of him disappearing.
Every series besides the Lakers series.
Okay.
Not to be blunt, but I've watched him just not show up for years, dude. And it's time, like you said, it was time.
You're more of a hard critic than I am, dude. If I'm being honest,
I am absolutely, bro. If your only job is to shoot the ball, why can't you shoot the ball?
Yeah,
true. I guess make the ball. He shoots it. He just don't make it. Yeah. So so I agree with you, Jay. Thank you for the take on our earlier Nuggets segment.
Yes.
He said offensively they're a wash. Shy again was coming in, said my favorite NFL free agency is J.K. Dobbins.
Nice.
Okay, that is a nice Shy. Training. I think we're actually going to touch on J.K. a little bit.
Touch on him. Yes, we will.
All right. This is a new name here. Mundungus Creevy.
Shot caller of MHRT.
Yeah. We appreciate you, Mundungus. Much love, brother. Thank you for stopping by. It's the Broncos Bros. Do you believe the Broncos Bros? Welcome to the network, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. We are very thankful. D-Rock, sup?
What's up, bro? Thank you,
baby. Love, bro. Take me out to dinner.
That's no. I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. That's my thing.
That's good for the comments for now. So let's jump back into some segments here.
Pat Bryant was the next player we were gonna get into. Pat Bryant. Now I know he wasn't drafted by accident. If I'm being honest, a lot of folks had him and wide receiver out of Illinois. Let me get back on that. Round 3, number 74. A lot of people felt that he was a reach when Sean Payton drafted him. But miss me with that BS if I'm being honest, because I like Daniel Jeremiah. He had a 3rd round grade. But you also know who else liked Pat Bryant if we didn't draft his ass? The Jaguars. The Jaguars. And what did Sean Payton kind of allude to about Pat Bryant, George, when he drafted him?
He said some dangerous words there. He said some interesting words that my ears perked up, and gave him some Michael Thomas comp.
Oh,
they said the slant god himself, slant god Thomas. Okay, Pat, and I see you. I want to see. I was a little sad we didn't get to see any OTA spunk. It's early. He didn't get too many looks or big plays yet, but I think it's coming. He's in a good room. Cortland can teach him a lot. Sounds like he runs really good routes, as in creating separation. He's not Jerry Jeudy, who just runs really fast and is never open. Right. Except when he played us, of course. Because why? Obviously. But yeah, overall, dude, Pat Bryant could blossom just like Vele. Vele kind of was that sleeper guy on the back end. Sean's going to want to get him. And kind of like you said, missed me with the reach. In Sean, we trust.
Yes.
And in George, we trust.
That too. Solid.
Me too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But dude, I'm telling you, like, they have, if you go through the drafts over the last 3 years, as George has taken over the team, 3-4, dude, we have some guys that are turning out to be good players.
But even, what's crazy about
we're drafting well and we're doing good.
What's even crazy though, George, is like George Payton, not you, George Payton.
Oh,
yeah, George Payton,
one, the real
George, stand up, please. That's good. Anyways, with just the limited draft capital that he had after that disaster class of a trade, that I think anybody would have made that trade back in the day. Before we knew what was going to happen. Let's be real here. Let's stop the charade with some of these fans. That's me, dude. I'm saying that right now. Stop the charade. We would have all traded for Russell Wilson. Anyways, but he was bending his bag, bro. Jonathan Cooper, Quinn Miners. And I know Pat Surtain was one that was just like, we know what he was going to be. But just finding names consistently in the later rounds, bro, and being successful is amazing. My high salute to you, George Payton. If you watch this, bro, God love for you, man. You're doing a hell of a job.
Absolutely, dude. He's making calculated risks and they're paying off, but they're doing his work, He's not just messing around owning the team. He's not just a billionaire buying stuff, right? They seem like they care. They're making the moves. They're talking about stadium, but they're building the team first, right? We want a championship caliber team. And I think we're heading that way, with some of the talent we've acquired.
Right. Another player to touch on. They will just run through these other ones real quick. I know, because we do want to do our segment tonight. Q Robinson. Sorry about that. Go ahead, bro. What was that?
Good. That's what I said. We got to get to our segment. So.
Oh yeah. Q Robinson. Out of Alabama, dude, and I skipped over Savion Jones, who potentially I'll jump back to him. But Q Robinson, dude, he just has an amazing bend, fast. I know he's not quite the bigger edge that we kind of need, to set the edge in a way, because we usually, it seems like we draft the speedier edge rushers, in my opinion. But he's special, dude. I know he was he's special. He did some special teams Stellar at that. QB spy. Can we utilize him as a weapon in that? I don't know, dude. Can Vance Joseph really get in his bag? Another defensive weapon, dude. Like, we'll find out. What do you think, bro?
Dude, I like Q. I think he's going to be a great addition to the pass rush. Good body up front. He's stronger than people think. It seems like, he's getting good. He has good hands, good extension. Makes it hard to get into him to block him. Okay. So yeah. I like to see him working on that edge. He gets up on that shoulder real fast on guys. So learning from Bonito and Cooper and Zach Allen, getting some of those techniques down, he's going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
And I mean, we could go right into Xavier Jones with that because he's also going to be right there in the mix.
Dude, yes.
He's
Jesus.
Man, you love it.
Versatile. He's versatile on the D line.
Yeah, he's versatile. He could play in the middle. He can move to an end. He can. Yeah, he can
potentially
move.
A John Franklin Myers replacement down the line. We'll find out.
Potentially, I think that's what they're hoping for, right? I think you never want a guy's job to be at risk, but that's the business. Sure. But you get a young guy like that, if he takes off and gets going, dude, we got a lot of young talent on this team, man.
Yes.
Crazy doors can be opened with a lot of young talent.
Now, rapid fire. I know we want to touch on the punter, Jeremy Crawford.
The punter. Who's gonna punt
special
the ball?
Teams, special players. Jeremy Crawford. Amazing hang time. I wish I had his numbers up. Maybe I could pull them up, but he was up there, dude, and I was not mad when we drafted him. But dude, this guy is amazing. Inside the 20, I think he was right up there in the top ranking in terms of like inside the 20 punting, inside the 20 touchbacks or something like that. Don't quote me on things. Special talent though. Great hang time. We needed a punter for the future, bro. And I know we signed a Matt Hack that wasn't too fond about. Didn't really hear too many things about. I think Jeremy Crawford ends up our future punter, of course. Upgrade right away. We can move off Matt Hack or whatever. And then
punter is a lot of people are probably laughing, why are you talking about a punter? It's such a crucial point to the game, dude. If you got a guy that can put it inside the 20, inside the 10, every time, field position, change of field position is one of the biggest ways you could lose or win a game. Make a team go 90 for a touchdown, not 60, So it says here that he averaged 45.8 yards per punt.
Thank you, bro.
25 punts down inside the 20.
Damn. Phenomenal.
He played at Florida. So good
field
offense.
Position matters, and it's a game of inches, bro.
Game of inches, dude, is right. So that's kind of what we were lacking, I think, after we lost Dixon.
Yeah.
That's a crucial point to the game because we're not going to score every time. We got to live with it. Even the 2013 Peyton Manning offense punted.
Yeah. We're not punting. We can't be like Caleb Williams. We're not punting.
You'll never punt again.
We're never punting again. I'm glad we spent a 6th round pick where he has
drafted Michael Thomas 2.0. We're never punting again.
Now, your guy that you wanted to touch on, I think we got all the guys that we drafted, but I wanted to save the one in Caleb Lohner out of Utah. Give me a little bit of a rundown with him.
Caleb Lohner, dude. What a way to have a career. Like, this kid plays basketball.
Basketball?
Yeah. And he got drafted to an NFL team.
To the NFL? What?
Is it giving Jeremy Shockey? Is it
Jimmy Graham?
Jimmy Graham? Is it
Gates?
It's interesting, but this kid has 4 catches for 4 touchdowns.
Red zone threat.
All touchdowns, all touchdowns, all 1 catch, and that's just what he does. So,
And
he's a tight end. If we didn't say,
Oh, yeah.
we got a potential 7th round tight end tower to throw the ball to in the red zone. We gotta, and he might incorporate into the offense differently as well. I see that he's a decent blocker, which is part of the reason Sean wanted him, because he likes versatility with being able to block but still be a weapon. But he's only 24. He's young. He is coming out of, where did he go to school?
Utah,
that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
I was looking at something
we
else.
like our Utah guys in the 7th round.
Hey, you can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that at all. So he's going to be a potential player to watch out for if he's on that final roster and not on the practice squad. I think he could potentially make a cut. So
I'm intrigued, bro. I'm intrigued. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into our segment. It's called the 2-minute drill. Give me a moment, though, while I pull up my thing real quick. I had it up like I said.
Killing me, Smalls.
Oh, I don't have my shit together. Forgive me. Oh. Stop that right now. All right. So, we're going to play a segment. We're going to play a segment called the 2-minute drill. Now, the topic George and I chose was, will the Broncos have a 1,000-yard rusher? And the point of this game is we each give our take on that. It'll be, we give our take. He gives his side, I give my side. And we have a minute each help me out, George.
We each got a minute to complete our segment, the 2-minute drill. 2-minute drill, rapid fire on a hot take-ish type question.
Yes.
And these are things that we're going to stick to throughout the season. Like, these are not just, we're just chatting up. They're documented, and we want to keep receipts. So we'll have different opinions for these segments. We're going to try to keep them all that way so people can chime in on their takes as well.
Yeah.
And we're all for the love, the hate, the criticism. You should send it all. We want you guys to interact with us.
But all right, let me get into this. Anyways, let me get right into this segment. Well, this is the 2-minute drill, and I'm going to put a timer on the up. George is going to keep track. I'm going to give my reasoning as to why the Broncos will have a 1,000-yard rusher. He's going to argue why the Broncos won't. And we go now. The Broncos just added R.J. Harvey and J.K. Dobbins. Now, I remember in 2016, 2017, Mark Ingram rushed for 1,000 yards and Sean Payton's offense. We haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since Philip Lindsay. Mark Ingram did it in Sean Payton's. I know he likes to rotate his running backs. But I do want to say, despite the amount of games, Drew Brees threw for 4,000 yards, but the Saints were still able to do just that. Now, you turn the corner to Bo Nix, J.K. Dobbins, and R.J. Harvey. Will one of those guys get 1,000 yards? I say yes. J.K. Dobbins will do just that. He'll have a clean bill of health with this new Broncos training stuff. Oh, my God. This is tougher than it seems. But, yes, the Broncos.
And time.
So hard. I'll get better, guys. You can laugh at me. We're going to laugh at this shit. But this was tough.
That was great. That was great.
George.
That was good
It's
too.
hard, bro. It's hard. A lot of tongue tied.
1 minute. 1 minute is not enough, but
It's
that's
not,
the point.
dude. I'm
That's
trying
the
to.
point. We got rapid fire. We're gonna
I suck.
get
I suck.
quality and efficient. All right, practice. We're gonna get good.
All right, my guy. So you're up now.
I will be debating why we will not have a 1,000-yard rusher.
Ready?
Oh yeah.
Go.
So for me, I think the main key, right? We got the workhorse in J.K. Dobbins, who only played 13 games last year, but came real close. Had about 900 yards,
45
right?
seconds.
Only another 100 yards. So he has that potential, but I think Sean wants to play Harvey more. And I don't think Jalil's going to be out of the mix completely. So I think we're going to have a little bit more committee than we're going to be able to keep up
30
with.
seconds, bro.
And spreading the ball around between the 3 backs, potentially 4 backs, along with Bo Nix throwing for 4,000 yards this season, and getting our tight ends involved. All the new additions and bringing along our second-year guys on the offense. I think we're going to be high flying, and I think we will have 2 rushers over 600 yards. And that's about it, brother.
Time to spare? Damn, you're good. You're good. I'll tip my cap to you, George. That was phenomenal, dog. That was phenomenal. That was a good hate, and we'll get better every time. That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, this was fun. Again, Broncos Country, Broncos fans, Nuggets fans, we appreciate the love and support, you guys. Thank you guys for coming out and seeing us. It was really special, fun. We're going to continue to get better. This is only episode 2, and we're going to get better.
Episode 2 of the Broncos Bros, guys. We
Broncos
appreciate everybody being here, man. We're still working on it. We're going to keep bringing content. We'll have topics. Hopefully our 2-minute drill had some takes. Leave some comments, some thoughts. Let us know how you feel about anything. Let us know if you want to hear anything for next week specifically. We love all you. Appreciate anybody coming out and watching, taking the time to give us some love.
Good night, you guys. We really appreciate it. Let's give them a mile high salute, bro.
Mile high salute.
Good night, y'all.
We're signing off. We'll see you next Monday at 7.
Next Monday at
For
7.
Do believe in Broncos, bro, when we hit that field. Orange and blue pride, it's our strength and our shield. Every win, every loss, we deal with the flow. Broncos bros on the mic, let the whole world know. So tune in tight as we break it down slow. Broncos bros forever, let the whole world know. Do believe in Broncos.